Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Justin, a licensed agent with eXp Realty, and today we're going to talk about agency. This is going to be a really exciting video, so be sure to buckle up and let's dig in. To start off, I did a quick search on Google and asked, what is agency, to try to get a basic description. Google defined it as a business or organization established to provide a particular service, typically one that involves organizing transactions between two other parties. It's a great overall description, but it doesn't cover the specific details that we need related to real estate. So let's jump into a deeper dive on agency relationships. Minnesota law requires that early in any real estate transaction, brokers or salespersons discuss with consumers what type of agency representation they desire. There are four types of agency relationships between a consumer and a real estate agent. They are seller, buyer, dual agency, and facilitator broker. Before we get into the four types of agency, it's important for you to understand my fiduciary duties as an agent. These are the most important things for all consumers know going into any real estate transaction. There are a total of 6 fiduciary duties: loyalty, obedience, disclosure, confidentiality, reasonable care, and accounting. Let's break these down one by one. Loyalty. I will only act in your best interest, and I will be loyal to you. That means my needs or the needs of the other party come secondary to your needs. Obedience. I will offer advice on how to proceed with a transaction, but at the end of the day, the decision is yours. If you decide you want to go in a certain direction, I will fulfill your request and be obedient within the law. Disclosure. I will share all of the information that I have available specific to a property. If I'm aware that there's some material defect that may limit your future use and enjoyment, I will absolutely disclose this information to you. Confidentiality. Any information that you share with me that would be considered privileged will not be shared. And any information that I would share, I will ask for your permission before I do so. Reasonable care. You can think of me like a parent. I will work and advocate on your behalf and move at your pace. Accounting. This one is really important. This means that if there's any earnest money or any funds exchanged, that will be sure to document that information properly. Those are the fiduciary duties that all real estate agents are bound to in an agency relationship. Keep in mind that these fiduciary duties are only for clients. A client is somebody who is under contract, and a customer is anybody in the general public. Now that we've covered that, let's jump into the 4 different types of agency. The first type of agency is a seller or seller's broker. A broker who lists the property, or a salesperson who is licensed through the listing broker, represents the current owner and acts on behalf of the seller. Fiduciary duties are owed. Buyer's broker. A buyer's agent who only works for the buyer and not for the seller. Even if I'm collecting a commission being paid by the seller, I work for the buyer. Dual agency. Dual agency occurs when a real estate agent represents both the buyer and the seller, or when a property is listed by the same brokerage and 2 agents represent individual parties. Dual agency requires the consent of all parties, and you can choose not to use a dual agent, but keep in mind that will limit the options available to you as far as what properties an agent can help you with. In a dual agency, confidential information about price, terms, and motivation for pursuing a transaction will be kept confidential unless one party instructs the broker or salesperson in writing to disclose information. Dual agents may not advocate for one party to the detriment of the other. That means we still have to disclose any material facts or anything that could impact future use and enjoyment of a property. Last but not least is the facilitator. The facilitator, broker, or salesperson does not owe any party any of the fiduciary duties except confidentiality, unless those duties are included in a written facilitator's agreement. A facilitator will help you with the paperwork and process your transaction. Facilitators are less common, but they are typically used in a situation where a seller wants access to the MLS, but not a real estate agent. This sums up agency today. Keep in mind that according to state law, real estate agents need to provide to consumers a copy of the agency relationship and real estate transactions early on in any discussions. As I've stated in previous videos, I will make sure that you have a copy of this agency relationship prior to your first showing. I hope you find this video useful and see it as a tool to help you in your next real estate transaction. If you found some value in this video, please take a minute to subscribe or like this video to help raise it in the algorithm. Have a great rest of your day.